My beloved child. Archangel Michael says. The air around you is shifting in a way that whispers danger, truth, and destiny woven together like a silent storm rising behind your back. The night you are thinking about is not an ordinary night, because something happened that has placed the person you love deeply into a shadow they cannot escape alone. 3 steps away from the moment everything collapsed, their world tilted, and every person around them saw it unfolding while you remained on the edge of an unseen truth. Their breath trembled when the unexpected struck, and the weight of it made their heart move in ways they could not control. Their mind kept replaying everything, trying to understand how the situation had spiraled so quickly. Even now, they are holding on to a secret that presses against their chest like fire. They walked into a place filled with tension, unaware that someone there carried intentions that were far from pure. The atmosphere felt unusually heavy, and although they sensed something was off, they could not turn away from what destiny had already set into motion. The silence between every heartbeat grew sharp. The moment the truth erupted, their surroundings collapsed into chaos, and they became trapped between choices they never thought they would have to make. Their hands shook, their voice cracked, and their spirit nearly broke under the pressure of everything happening at once. The night swallowed their strength and left them with a wound no one could see. Type Amen to get blessing 333. People close to them watched the situation unfold with wide eyes, whispering among themselves as if they knew something far bigger was coming. They understood this night would transform everything, and they knew you would eventually stand in the center of that truth. Yet none of them dared to tell you, afraid of how deeply it would break your heart. The truth became a silent weight in the room. Your person kept repeating your name in their mind, hoping the thought of you would give them strength to survive the fear pressing against them. They remembered your voice, your presence, and the way your energy steadies their soul. Each memory became a shield against everything collapsing around them. Even when their body felt weak, their spirit held onto you like a lifeline, refusing to let go of the connection that has saved them countless times. The pain they carry now has made them shift into a version of themselves that feels unfamiliar even to them. They never wanted you to be touched by this darkness, yet destiny has different plans. They tried to walk away from the danger, but the damage had already unfolded. People around them kept giving them instructions, but their minds stayed locked on the one thought they could not escape: you. The name of your soul echoed in their chest like a force pulling them forward. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Their family gathered after the incident, speaking in low voices, shocked by how serious everything had become. Some of them argued about who was to blame, while others tried to hide the fear spreading across their faces. They all agreed on one thing. You needed to know the truth, but revealing it could shatter you. Your person refused to let them contact you, even though they were barely holding themselves together. They wanted to shield you from the heaviness of everything, even while their own heart was breaking. Their love for you grew even stronger, trembling under the weight of the night's consequences. Every hour that passed made the silence heavier, and every minute brought a new wave of fear, guilt, and longing. They kept checking their phone, staring at your name as if you were the only thing grounding them. Their soul felt torn between hiding the truth and begging for your comfort. Inside their heart, the memory of the night kept returning in fragments, like pieces of a puzzle that hurt to touch. No matter how hard they tried to calm themselves, the tension would tighten around their chest and pull them back into fear. They were no longer the same person who left home earlier that day. Type Amen to get blessing 222. Everyone around them watched closely, terrified by the change in their behavior. Their eyes looked different, their posture felt weakened, and their spirit seemed fractured in ways no one expected. All those who know them realized something had deeply shaken their soul. They kept telling everyone not to involve you, insisting they could handle everything alone. Yet their voice trembled, revealing the truth they were trying to hide. Deep inside, they longed for you more than ever. They held on to a memory of you smiling, letting it soften the fear that kept rising inside them. The thought of your presence wrapped around them like light fighting against a growing shadow. But the darkness of the night's events kept pulling them back. Their mind replayed the noise, the movement, the moment everything broke. Each detail hit them like a wave they could not stop. Their family watched them struggle, realizing how deeply the situation had affected them. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Their heart carried both love for you and fear of what this truth might do to your connection. They wanted to run to you, fall into your arms, and let your warmth soothe the storm inside them. But they also feared that revealing what happened would change the way you saw them. Every time your name appeared on their screen, their breath caught, and a silent ache filled their chest. They wanted to text you, to tell you everything, but their hands froze. Their emotions kept pulling them in opposite directions. Their family argued again, saying you deserved to know instead of being kept in the dark. Some believed you were the only one who could calm their spirit. Others feared that the truth might draw you into danger too. Your person sat quietly, listening to their voices, unable to decide what to do. Their heart felt heavy with emotion they couldn't speak. Silence wrapped around them like a blanket, hiding the storm still raging inside. Type Amen to get blessing 111. As dawn approached, your person finally allowed themselves to breathe, though the fear still sat inside them like a silent flame. They tried to gather strength, but every reminder of the night made their energy slip away again. Their body felt exhausted, and their mind remained overwhelmed. They closed their eyes and whispered your name again, hoping your energy would somehow reach them. In the stillness, they felt a small shift inside, a reminder of the connection your souls share. You remained the one anchor in the depth of their fear. Their family kept watching over them, talking softly, trying to help them stay calm. But nothing felt steady except the thought of you. Nothing felt safe except the idea of being near you again. Eventually, they stood up, their legs trembling under the weight of what the night had stolen from them. The truth they carry will soon reach you, because destiny no longer wishes for you to remain in the dark. Your path and theirs are being pulled together. Type Amen to get blessing 555. My beloved child. Archangel Michael says, the energy surrounding your person is shifting into a state where the truth can no longer hide in the shadows. The night that changed their life has opened a doorway your soul will soon walk through, even if you are not prepared for the weight it carries. Every moment that passes pulls you closer to the truth they have been holding with trembling hands. They woke up after that night with their hearts still racing, the fear clinging to them like a second skin they could not remove. Their breath shook when they remembered everything, and the sharpness of the memories made them pause, afraid of what might return. Nothing felt normal because their soul had been deeply shaken. Their family watched as confusion rose in their eyes, understanding that the fear inside them had not faded. They tried comforting them with soft words, but the heaviness would not let go. No matter how much reassurance was offered, their spirits still felt trapped inside the memory of what happened. Even as they tried to sit up and compose themselves, the emotional weight refused to leave their chest. They felt cold, distant, and drained, as if the night had stolen their strength. The room around them felt unfamiliar, and the silence only made their inner turmoil louder. Type Amen to get blessing 333. People around them kept whispering your name, believing you were the one who could break the fear's hold over them. But your person refused, hiding behind silence that kept you far from the truth. They believed involving you would pull you into danger or pain you were not meant to face. Their hands trembled when they picked up their phone, staring at your messages with longing and fear mixed together. They wanted to reply, to tell you everything, but the words never found the courage to leave their heart. A heavy ache filled their chest every time they thought about how much this truth would change your world. They walked to the window, looking outside with eyes that held stories they could not speak. Everything felt distant, like the world had become blurry after what happened. Each movement felt slower, heavier, and filled with the reminder that they had survived something serious. Their family asked again if they should tell you, but your person shook their head, trying to protect you. The love they carry for you held them in a mix of fear and devotion, unable to decide which path hurt less. The night had placed them in a battle between truth and protection. Type Amen to get blessing 444. As the day continued, their mind kept flashing back to the exact moment everything went wrong. The sound of it, the pressure of it, the shock of it still lived inside their nerves. Their heart would jump without warning, sending chills through their body. Their family could see the fear in their eyes even when they tried hiding it. The tremble in their voice made it clear that they were not okay, no matter how much they tried to appear strong. They were carrying pain that went far deeper than their words could explain. When they tried to walk, their steps were unsteady, as if the ground beneath them felt unreliable. They kept glancing at their reflection, noticing the change in their own eyes. The night had marked them emotionally in a way that could not be erased easily. A relative tried calming them, but they pulled away gently, needing space to breathe through the heaviness inside. Their emotions were tangled, raw, and overwhelming. They wanted to be alone, but they also wanted you near them more than anything. Type Amen to get blessing 999. A moment came when they sat down, pressing their hands against their face as memories surged back too strongly. Their breathing became shallow, and their shoulders curled inward as if their body was trying to protect itself. The ache inside them pulsed like a slow-burning fire that refused to die out. Their family grew worried as they watched the panic rise again. Everyone in the room felt helpless, unable to pull them out of the storm happening inside their heart. Only your energy had the power to soothe them, yet they continued shielding you from the truth. Your person whispered your name under their breath, hoping the sound of it might calm them. They remembered moments with you that felt soft and warm, letting those memories wrap around the fear gripping their chest. Even in the worst moments, you remained the light they held on to. They looked at their phone again, wondering how they would ever tell you about the night that nearly broke them. They feared your reaction, your tears, your heartbreak, and the possibility that you might pull away from them. So they kept the truth hidden, believing silence would protect you. Type Amen to get blessing 222. The energy around them continued to shift, and their family knew that hiding the truth from you could not last much longer. Some of them insisted that you needed to know what your person was going through. Others remained silent, watching the emotional damage grow. Your person walked outside for air, hoping the fresh breeze would calm the storm inside. But even the wind felt heavy, reminding them of the night they could not escape. Their hands brushed through their hair as they tried grounding themselves. They sat alone for a while, staring at the sky as if looking for a sign that things would get better. But inside them, fear still stirred like a restless shadow refusing to leave. Every breath felt like a battle, and every thought became tangled with worry. Your person knew they could not hide everything forever, even though the truth felt dangerous and painful. Destiny was pushing the truth closer to you with each passing hour. The night had tied your fates together even more tightly. Type Amen to get blessing 555. Their heart held on to one thought with incredible force: you. Your presence was the only thing strong enough to bring them peace, yet they believed the truth might break you. They were torn between reaching out and staying silent. When their family tried approaching them again, they finally spoke a few trembling words. They admitted the fear, the shock, and the feeling of losing control. But they still refused to let anyone tell you what happened. The evening grew quieter as their emotions settled slightly, though the heaviness never truly lifted. They kept touching their chest, trying to calm the heartbeat that remained too fast. Their thoughts moved in circles, returning to your name again and again. Night began to fall once more, and the darkness felt too familiar, reminding them of the chaos from the night before. Shadows moved across their room, and their breath grew unsteady again. They could not forget what happened no matter how hard they tried. Type Amen to get blessing 111. My beloved child. Archangel Michael says, the shadows of that night are still wrapped tightly around your person, shaping their thoughts, their breathing, and the rhythm of their heart. Every moment that passes draws their spirit closer to a point where the truth can no longer remain hidden. Destiny is preparing the path that will bring this revelation to your feet, even if the weight of it feels unbearable. As the second night approached, the energy around your person grew restless, stirring inside their chest like a storm they could not silence. Their eyes carried a deep exhaustion, but sleep refused to touch them. Every time they closed their eyes, the memory returned with sharp intensity, pulling them back into the fear they tried so hard to escape. They sat quietly in their room, staring at the floor while their hands trembled without warning. The silence felt too loud, too heavy, filled with echoes of what happened. They could not slow their heartbeat, and every breath felt uneven. Their spirit remained tangled in the memory of that night. Their family watched quietly from the doorway, unsure whether to comfort them or give them space. The fear on their face made it clear that something serious had happened, something that still held a tight grip on their soul. They were holding everything inside like a secret too large to contain. Type Amen to get blessing 777. The house felt tense as everyone tiptoed around the truth, unsure how to handle the emotional storm growing inside your person. They kept clutching their chest, feeling the heaviness grow each time their mind replayed the chaotic moment. The truth lived inside them like a flickering flame that refused to settle. They reached for their phone again, their fingers brushing over your name as warmth filled their heart. The longing to hear your voice became overwhelming, a need that felt stronger with every passing second. Yet the fear of hurting you held them still, stopping them from calling. They whispered your name softly, letting the sound soothe the edges of their fear. It was the only thing that made the trembling in their chest ease even slightly. But the guilt of keeping the truth from you burned inside them, making their heart feel heavier. Their family sat nearby, watching as their emotions rose and fell like waves. They exchanged glances, silently questioning how long this could continue. They knew the truth had already reached a breaking point. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Your person walked outside again, hoping the stillness of the night would help calm their nerves. The cool air wrapped around them, but it did not soften the heaviness. Their mind kept drifting back to you, imagining your touch, your voice, your energy grounding them. They sat beneath the faint glow of the moon, gripping their hands together tightly. Their breath came in short bursts as they tried to keep themselves from crumbling. Everything inside them felt raw, exposed, and vulnerable. They looked up at the sky, wanting a sign that things would eventually feel safe again. But the night only reminded them of what happened, of everything that had been taken from their sense of peace. No matter how far they walked, the memory followed. Their family continued discussing the situation inside the house, voices filled with fear and urgency. Some insisted the truth must be shared with you immediately. Others believed your person needed more time to recover before dragging you into something this heavy. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Your person returned inside slowly, feeling drained and overwhelmed. Their legs felt weak, and their steps were unsteady as they reached their room again. The moment they sat down, the emotions surged like a wave they could not control. Tears filled their eyes, though they tried to hide them. Their chest tightened as the fear resurfaced stronger than before. Memories flashed across their mind in broken pieces that still carried the sting of danger. Their family rushed to comfort them, sensing the intensity of their struggle. But your person tried pulling away gently, not wanting anyone to see how deeply shaken they were. They held the truth so tightly that it began hurting them more than the night itself. They reached for their phone again, staring at your name with trembling hands. They thought about sending you a single message, something small that would hint at the truth. But again, fear silenced them. Type Amen to get blessing 222. Every moment your name appeared on their screen, their heart softened, but also ached deeply. They longed for you in ways that shook their soul, wishing you were beside them to calm their fear. But they also feared what the truth would do to you. Their family sat with them for a while, speaking softly, trying to steady their emotions. They talked about how the truth could not remain hidden forever, no matter how deeply your person tried protecting you. The closer destiny pulled your souls, the more powerful the truth became. Your person leaned back against the wall, closing their eyes as tears slipped silently down their cheeks. The pain of hiding everything from you cut into their heart. The night had carved a powerful mark into their spirit, and only your presence could bring healing. Hours passed slowly, each minute dragging under the weight of fear, guilt, and longing. Their mind grew tired, yet they could not rest. Every thought returned to you, to the connection that anchored them even in the darkest moment. Type Amen to get blessing 999. As dawn approached again, a shift occurred in their energy. A clarity rose within them, quiet but strong. They began realizing that keeping the truth from you was hurting them more deeply than the night itself. Their family noticed the change, sensing they were reaching the point where silence was no longer possible. Destiny was aligning everything so that the truth would soon be spoken. The weight inside them was becoming too heavy to carry alone. They pressed their hand against their heart, trying to slow its racing. They whispered your name again, letting it fill the tightness inside. The love they hold for you became the only force strong enough to give them courage. Their breath steadied slightly as they accepted what would soon come. They could no longer run from the truth, and they could no longer hide it from you. The night had changed too much. Type Amen to get blessing 555.